because I think we share in a collective shame that we could have a cult running in this country for up to 20 years, and Mr. Speaker, that it has ended up with a tragedy of the magnitude that we are being told. Mr. Speaker, the case is still unfolding. Apparently, we now have 83 bodies that have been exhumed, Mr. Speaker, and I'm being told 89 because I know the operations are still on. Mr. Speaker, the right to life is the #1 right, is the primary right without which all other rights cannot be enjoyed. Mr. Speaker, when people are killed through starvation, the freedom from torture, cruel, inhuman and degrading treatment is lost, Mr. Speaker. When that is meted upon children who have no right or cannot express themselves in terms of choosing a religion or an opinion, Mr. Speaker, that is unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, the story of the cult in Malindi, the story of Mr. Paul Mackenzie and the wife happened in Malindi, but it is a national disaster because those affected are not just people from Malindi. Those affected come from various areas, including Western Kenya, Kisii, Luo Nyanza, Nairobi, and other regions. Mr. Speaker, it is perplexing that we have a country that has security forces. We have a country that has a county security committee. But for 20 years, we have allowed this to happen. Mr. Speaker, the so-called Pastor Mackenzie is a public figure that has been appearing even in some of the presidential campaigns. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to accuse anybody, but all I'm saying, it's a collective shame that we could have somebody like that passing and getting away with what he has actually gotten away, in my view, because those lives can never be recovered, even if he was to be shot, even if he was to be mutilated in public, it will never recover those lives that we have lost. Mr. Speaker, commenting on religion in this country is an abomination. The religious organizations sometimes make it difficult to point out at any issue that is of concern, and that has made everybody allow cults to come up, people to come up, set up any so-called church or religious organization that extort poor people of money, that purport to have miraculous methods of curing disease, that prohibit children from going to school, that prohibit people from going to hospital. And Mr. Speaker, we continue to let them be, and yet the right to education is in the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, Article 53 provides for compulsory primary education for every child. So how we could have children claiming publicly that they are not going to school and nobody does anything about it is something that is not acceptable. I hope I have my 10 minutes. Mr. Speaker, as we move, I want to ask the question, why did this happen?